can start now. Last seconds for the photo.
Да се видам сега да фотографирам. Sorry.
It's okay.
Шумбуку.
Change the slide above. Put the other one.
You can now proceed. Okay.
Too late.
Thank you.
Okay.
Shall we start now? Okay. Well, the next panel is called The Impact of Media on Women, War and Peace. And as you can see, there is a huge interest in this panel, judging by the number of our speakers, which does not surprise me at all. I could share that last year on our conference, again with the focus on the resolution in Sofia, on the resolution 1325, there was a very dynamic and fruitful discussion on this panel on the media impact, and back then we ended up with the conclusion that we will need to organize another separate conference only on the topic of impact of media. Unfortunately, we didn't have the chance to do this, but now in this panel we can share some useful opinions and observations. Please let me introduce our guest speakers. They are Mr. Alexander Dedovic, who just joined us from the Alpha Center here in Montenegro. Also Ms. Irina Lisichkina from the National Academy of National Guard in Ukraine. Ms. Aliki Mitsakos, who you already know. Today she will be in the role of speaker, not moderator. She's from the Greek Association for Atlantic and European Cooperation. And Mr. Nikolai Komenov from the Liberal Politological Institute from Bulgaria. Now, I suggest we start the presentations with Mr. Alexander Dedovic. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Okay. Hello everyone, as our beautiful moderator said, my name is Alexander Dedovic. I deeply apologize for not joining you in this workshop in the past 2 days. The reason is, let's say, that the most important for Alpha Center, that I'm executive director of that NGO based in Nikšić, which is 60 kilometers far from here. And last night we celebrated the 10th anniversary of our work and the contribution to the democratic changes. So please apologize once again. Thank you for the invitation to be a part of this workshop. Alpha Center and me personally working in the area of safety and security in Montenegro since July 2006, just a few months after the Montenegro rebuilt our independence. We start to think about the future, about the way how to make a safe ambient for the young country from a very weak country, and our conclusion was that NATO is the best framework which can offer Montenegro what we need, what we desire. So I'm not a media expert, but in my communication with the organizers, we talk about a little bit about the civil society and the topics such as women, peace and war. The title and the topic of our workshop is, let's say, very popular in this part of the world, in the Western Balkans, in the Montenegro, and sometimes when we are talking much more about the resolution, about the engagement of the women in the peacekeeping mission and I don't know, the rebuilding democracy in the Montenegro. Just a few sentences. In 2009, the Montenegro government established some kind of the strategy who are the NATO opponents in Montenegro. And in the first place, it was women. After that they were Serbs, uneducated, and fourth groups, pure people. So in Alpha Center we started to think why women, why they are against NATO membership. So we did such a number of the activities, events like this one, to try to discuss, to try to find the reason why. And they said women are against all type of violence, so they make equality between NATO and violence. Attacking, war, soldiers, blood, victims, and so on. In Montenegro, shining star in the Western Balkans and example of the Euro-Atlantic and Euro integration, such as all media in Montenegro saying that. We have 450 NGOs. That NGOs are taking care about women's rights, and all members, all leading boards, all managing boards are generally women. There are no men in that, particularly in that bodies. So when we are talking about the role of women in the peace and war and what they can do, what they can change, sometimes I think that maybe it's not the best way to women advocate, women. You raise the questions to Mercedes Lascate about advocating. I mean that sometimes the best example is that men advocating the women's rights. So in Montenegro, that I see the list of the speakers and the participants of this workshop are almost in this part of the region, including in Bulgaria, Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and so on. I mean that's always common or similar situation. For example, in Montenegro we have our Ministry for Minority Rights, and exactly all minorities are engaged, from the minister, from the top to the bottom, and I'm not sure that's the best way. And in the beginning of the promotion of necessity of NATO membership in Montenegro, all media starting when they are talking about, for example, General Secretary say that, our Minister of Defense say that, our Minister of Foreign say that. On the TV, during his or her speech, it was the movie about bombing, about shooting, about explosion, about terrorist attacks, so it was a very confusion message to the audience who are, and the wide world public who are listening and carefully watching what's going on. Why women, they recognize the large group against NATO membership? Just because the women don't want their sons, their brothers, their boyfriends, their husbands go to war and lose their lives for some other or US interest. So it was the message, yeah, it was the message that NATO opponents in Montenegro created and launched. But I'm sure that all of you are already aware about the Montenegro is only one applicant for full-flag NATO membership, that in 1999 it was a bombing here in Montenegro, and people died from and by NATO bombs. In that time I was personally engaged in the Yugoslav forces here, and I was in defense against NATO attack. In that time Prime Minister was Milo Đukanović. Oh, he left 1 week ago. And after 27 years in the power. And at that time, and me and Milo Đukanović named that 1989 such as attack, such as aggression, such as bombing, but through the time, through the years, how Montenegro political elite changing the compass from the east to the west, from the bombing, war and aggression, it started to be conflict after the intervention, and now they are calling that happening during 1999. So in Montenegro, the people are still living and very well remembering what's going on. And no one in that time taking care about that specific moment that Montenegro is only one country that are applying for membership to NATO. And the people in Montenegro remembering 1999 and victims, it was 12 victims in that bombing, and 6 of them in one day, 3 of them are under 18. So,
Collateral damage.
yeah, but okay, it's I mean again about our political elite, and they are looking for their interests. I agree that Montenegro need some system who will take care about Montenegro citizens. Montenegro institutions are very weak. The corruption is very strong from the top of the government to the bottom of all parts of the society, public, business or private, and civil society. So coming back to the topic about media, I just would like to bring you to the situation in Montenegro and what's going on. Yes, there were a lot of activities with the same topic such as this workshop, but after that nothing follow up, nothing will be changed. I agree that all of you, doesn't matter that political party you are belonging, this or that you are woman or man, should be professionals and should be patriots wherever you are dealing, wherever you are working, doesn't matter are you man or woman. Yes, there is a lot of strategies, there is a lot of action plan in Montenegro institutions that should be implemented, but it was that only order or only task that UN or NATO or EU asking from the institutions, and they make strategy, they make action plan and full stop, nothing else. And after that, every 6 months in Montenegro, is there some topic like this one, talking, after that, yes, departure is that, you have to go on and so on, and we are going out back to our countries, to our families, to continue to work, but there is no any follow-up here. Yes, in the defense, security, military are almost the topic in the ex-socialist countries, such as Montenegro is or was one of the 6 socialist countries, former Yugoslavia, which has been reserved only for men, officers, military experts, defense experts. But in Montenegro, right now there is 6,400 NGOs, and 55 of them are dealing in the area of safety and security, and I can say that half of the staff in that NGOs are females or women and half are men. So the Montenegro has been improved in that area when we are talking about equality. When we are talking about political system, about elections and so on, now all political parties, on the 16th of October, there was the last parliamentary elections here in Montenegro, there were 17 political programs on the election. Now can you believe that is 650,000 people living in Montenegro, less than 400,000 voters, and we have opportunity to vote for one of the 17 political parties and programs here. And now the political parties who would like to be close to the women and ask for their vote, they put the first 5 women. Doesn't matter, and they're not important about their education, I don't know, profession, minority, yes or not, and I mean that still in Montenegro, I'm talking about Montenegro, but I am sure that similar situation in Western Balkans, we are just following the orders, we are just following the task and rules. We still are not aware that these changes are in order to improve our society and us, such as society, such as country, such as state. So, we are talking about, again, agency that made the strategy. That strategy determined women, Serbs, uneducated and pure people, was paid in 74,000 euros. That strategy was made on the 4 pages. The first one was title and 3 pages described without any recommendation, explanation or survey, whatever. And it was paid by the Montenegro government to the private agency. The owner of that private agency, called MAPA, is woman. Woman and wife of current Minister of Culture. Oh my God. So when we are talking about women's rights, about the role of women, I would like to mention and to highlight this role of that woman in Montenegro society. So welcome to Montenegro, and the role of women are almost seen in that type of the women are also corrupted such as men in all society. Yes, I know. And now I have 10 minutes, am I right? I would like just to keep an eye on the media and other part of the society. Yes, there are always women and they are engaged, but sometimes I mean that is not good quality according or in comparison with the quantity of women. So it's, from my point of view, this is my personal point of view, that it's not necessary to have a man or woman, but now we are talking about women on some position. When we are talking about military, when we are talking Ministry of Defense, of Agency of National Security, just because she is a woman. We need women who are better than men. We are women who are more educated than men, and to show that results to show that, let's say, power of women on the field, such as results, not only on the paper, because I'm sure one paper is quite enough to put one woman in power, in position to be. Our former Minister of Defense was also a woman, Ms. Dr. Milica Pejanović-Đuričić. She was excellent on street play, and she was a project-based minister. She wasn't a loyal political party, but she was nice, excellent, and she did a great job in the Ministry of Defense during her mandate. Now we again have men. And I will stop here. I really hope that I make your attention in power. I just would like to provoke the story, and once again apologize because I'm not a media expert, but whatever you would like to talk with me about situation of Montenegro in media, civil society, political parties, syndicates, academic community, I will be more than happy to talk with you. Thank you very much. I didn't expect this. Thank you.
Maybe it's not working. Thank you very much for your presentation. You mentioned some issues that we've already